That's a good question. I mean, we've certainly done shows together with the Goo Goo Dolls back in the day when our first record came out. We've actually talked about touring for probably every year since, and we've just never been able to line up our schedules. But you know, we've been out 8 years. They've been around like, man, I remember being a teenager listening to those guys. It's a really cool thing to be able to share the stage in a co-headline type situation, and we're really looking forward to it. Not sure why it took so long, but it definitely makes sense that we tour together. In any case, when you're planning a tour, you gotta go, okay, who's getting ready to go out? Who's out there that right now that are about to put music out that works for this particular lineup or this particular tour? What complements what we do as opposed to being like a huge culture shock, you know? And we had a few bands in the lineup that we were looking at and go, oh, well, they could work. Oh, they could work, but not necessarily sure the crowd would get it or whatever. So they just seemed like an obvious fit when we found out their availability, fans of their music. Pretty sure we share some of the same fans, and it just seemed like a good decision. For me, I wanted Battleships to be the first single because it was so drastically different from anything we had done before that I wanted it to kind of hit people and go, oh, whoa, this is weird, this is different. We ended up ultimately deciding on Waiting for Superman first because it was a nice hybrid of what we've done and where we're going. It was a little more of an easy introduction to the next record. So we always knew, because we went with that one, that the next single was going to be Battleships. It just felt like a feel-good radio song. It's definitely different than anything we've ever done before, thematically and musically as well. So we're very excited at the directional change. That's so weird to hear. Like I never think about it, but when you say it, it's like my head wants to explode. Because you know, getting into it, you never think that you're going to be bigger than your heroes, or even at the level, or considered at the level of the people that influence you. So to hear those things, which is something I never think about, because I still look at, you know, my heroes here, and I'm still trying to get there. So when I hear those kind of comments, it's like, whoa, I never really thought of it that way. But it's very flattering. It's not something that I walk around going, yeah, I'm where they were, and look at me now. I actually am very humbled by it, and still look at them, especially as influence. As a matter of fact, I never really listened to a lot of the stuff that I used to listen to. I'm getting older now, and you know, your taste changes, and I threw on Throwing Copper the other day just to kind of test my ears out and see if it still held up, and it was still like one of the best records I own. It's so weird because like 10 years ago, I would have never, it's like a comic book hero's, like a comic book fan's like dream. All these movies coming out, movies that you never thought would ever be movies. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, it's like, never pictured that ever becoming a thing. Mostly because people don't even have a clue what that is. But yeah, it's really cool to see that those films are actually getting so much respect and love. I did see Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I liked it way more than the critics did. But the new X-Men film is like, that's incredible. That was hands down like my favorite this year.